Hey everyone! So I want to show you guys some innovative ways to add texture to your hand building projects. Now we can all make lovely pieces and glaze them beautifully, but sometimes we want to add a little bit more to the surface. So here I have some things that I use to get texture, and I'm going to show you how I use each one, and I'm also going to show you what I use for a release agent because some of these do tend to stick to the clay. So first I'm going to start off describing what I'm using. So I have this wooden roller. This is an embossed roller. These are gorgeous. It's deeply carved. This is a very well made one. So they cost a little bit more, but they're well worth it. This is an investment you're going to have in your studio for a long, long time. And then next I have a similar roller, but it's plastic. It works really well. It does tend to stick, and they're much, much cheaper. Being plastic, they're rather breakable. So something to think about. Now another thing you might not have tried are these silicone fondant molds. So these will be in your baking aisle of your hobby or craft store, and they're meant to be used in baking. You put fondant icing in them, but we can put our clay in it and create some fabulous textures. Why should the bakers have all the fun? And then this little cutie, this is just a little wooden cutout that I got at the craft store, and these make fantastic textures. I love these. And then doilies. You might have tried doilies or lace curtains, but if you haven't, just look around your house. I bet you have one. These are so nice for texture. And then last, leaves. Just step outside your door. There's leaves everywhere. Here, where I live in New England, there's always leaves on the ground no matter what time of year. Even in the winter, under the snow, you will find some leaves. All right, so let's get started and see what these look like in the clay. So I'm going to put all of my texturing tools to the side, and let's get started. So I'm going to start, I have these two slabs right here that I've already rolled out, and these are actually going to be little pitchers, little creamers. And I'm going to show you both types. I'm going to show you a texture using the silicone fondant mold first, and then I'm going to show you how I get texture. Let's see, what should we use next? I guess we can use the wooden roller. That's it. That's a nice one. All right, so what I use for a release agent for this is pretty simple. Non-stick cooking spray. I'll hide the brand. It doesn't matter what brand you use. And all I do is, shake it up, and then you're going to take your silicone mold, maybe do it outside or over some paper or something, because wherever the overspray hits, it will be a bit slippery. But for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to show you guys right here. And I'm just going to liberally apply it. Then you're going to lay this on the clay. Now I've pre-cut these slabs because I know what shape I'm making, so I know where I want my texture. So once you have that on there, the next step is you're just going to take a rolling pin, and now that we have it on there, we're just going to press down. And as I press, you'll see the fondant mold come up a little bit and try to wiggle, but just keep going nice and steady. And then ready? I'll peel it up right there. Gorgeous texture, so fast, so easy. Look at this. It doesn't get much better than that, does it? So that's how simple that can be. And of course, this is a bigger piece than one strip. These tend to be long and narrow. So what I always do, I just put another strip on, line that up, and then I just roll it again. Just like that. And then I pull it off. And so I'll cut my template out, and then I'll have my shape. Now, for the other one that I have right here, we're just going to use a wooden mold. This is for baking cookies, this embossed roller. I'm sorry, I called it a mold. It's an embossed roller. And I do not put a release agent on the wooden ones. They don't tend to stick. If you find they're sticking for you, go ahead and use a release agent, but I haven't seen the need for that. So let's go ahead. Now, sometimes when you first start, the edge is going to try to stick back here. Just release and start again if that happens. So we just rolled that out. And I'm going to show you that texture so you can see right there. So this paisley design, so nice. And then there's our fondant silicone mold. Right? So there's two ways. Now, let's keep going. I have some more slabs I conveniently already rolled out for you guys. Let's skip ahead and use the plastic embossed roller. So I treat these just like the silicone little molds there, and I just squirt it with a bit of non-stick cooking spray. And then we'll just roll it right out. Just line it up and just roll it. Now you can roll by the ends, or you can just put your hand in the middle. Do not worry, this nonstick cooking spray will not hurt your clay, and if your rollers get gummed up over time, just wash them in some warm soapy water and they'll be fine. So right there, one side done. Look at fields of texture, texture for days. And then the other side, we're gonna go ahead and use this little guy. And to press this in, all I do is I put it on my clay, and then I just press down with the heel of my palm, just like that. And I pop it up. So I'll do this in a random pattern all over. Just like that. Now you can get these in all different sizes and shapes with so many patterns. I was in the hobby store the other day and the Christmas stuff's out, so if you're into like making things holiday themed, there's a lot of little wooden holiday themed things happening. So there we have that texture. This is a beautiful texture. So that's another way, actually 2 more ways, so we're at 4. Now, let's get into something a little different. So here we have a big slab. We're gonna go ahead and roll this leaf. Now, for leaves, I don't use a release agent. It doesn't stick, it's just a leaf. So, I'm gonna give you a little tip. Hosta leaves, you kinda gotta flatten the stem a bit, or else they'll crush down into your clay. So I'm just gonna put this on vein side down, and then with my rolling pin, I'm just gonna push that in there. Back and forth a few times. You wanna really get it in there. And then all I do is just grab a corner here with a needle tool and very gently pull up. Now, you can leave this in the clay. It will burn out in your kiln, but I like to reuse leaves over and over. So there is a hosta leaf. It's subtle, it's beautiful. And then last, I'm gonna show you, is using doilies. And again, the fabric will not stick to the clay, so you do not need a release agent. So I'm just gonna put this in, we're just gonna put it right in the center. Just smooth it down with your hands. Take your rolling pin and just roll it in good. And you'll see it totally embed itself into the clay. And then now we're gonna lift up a section. I'm just gonna use my needle tool. I come in, I'm just gonna peel it up. It's like magic. It's beautiful. And there we have it. Doily. So many things you can do with all of these options. So if you haven't checked out embossed rollers, maybe get one and see how you like it. Why not go down the baking aisle in your craft store and look for their silicone fondant molds. They come in so many sizes and patterns. You will love these. They're so fun. And while you're there, pop over into the wood accent aisle and pick yourself up a couple of these. They're like 50 cents a piece. They're really inexpensive. You can do that. And then, get a leaf, or maybe look in your linen closet and pull out some doilies and put them in the clay. I hope this gives you all some ideas and some ways that you can add more texture to your work. You can have so much fun adding texture and decoration to the surface, and it doesn't have to be hard. As you see here, it was very simple. Anybody can do it, and I know you will love it.